Okay.
Swiggity swoogity, who in here is excited for some zombie booty? Put up your palm, fuck in the air. Yippee!
Okay.
You know what I would do, chat, in this zombie apocalypse? I would just raw XD really hard. And that would be like GG's for the zombies, you know? It would be, yeah. I can feel it already. Let's see, do I actually have a camera here today? Otherwise this is gonna be interesting. Oh my god, it works! Welcome in, you beautiful beings. I do hope you enjoy your stay, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. I don't think my second camera is on right now, so if I look over awkwardly to the side without anything happening, it's like... it's like when it's supposed to be a laugh track, but nothing actually happens. It's like, what up everyone? Today we're doing something exciting. It's like, who are you talking to? Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. I like my own jokes. There he is. Get him, zombies. Oh no, please. I only have one brain, and it's not particularly big. It's not going to be able to feed an entire squad of zombies. So, chat. I'm a big zombie connoisseur. I love eating zombies. No, I enjoy, like, prepper strats and that kind of stuff, right? I think it's pretty fascinating and pretty fun. And one of the things I really enjoy is fantasizing what life would be like in a zombie apocalypse. I mean, in reality, it would be something like, oh gee, I haven't showered in 2 months. Oh, there is a random infection and then you die. That would be the reality of it, kind of. But it's nice to fantasize about the more action-packed parts of it. How would you build a little fortress? Or like, what kind of home smithy thing would you use to bash skulls in? The cool part of it, not the stinky part of it. With enough rosemary, the zombies would be delicious. I agree. When I played the island for the first time, it doesn't have zombies in it, but it has cannibals. And we were pretty bad at the game. We didn't really figure out how to make like proper food sources, and hunting rabbits and stuff was annoying because the bunnies were fast. But the zombies, or the cannibals, they kept coming at us. And we realized we could just cook the cannibals and eat them. And eventually we realized this was the best food source in the whole game. So we set up our camp inside of the cannibal camp. So whenever they spawned, we just stabbed them and cooked them. You are what you eat. So if you want to be human, the most human thing you can do is eat other humans. You are truly a human if you eat humans. So anyway, that's going to be my similar strat for the zombie apocalypse. The best source of like high-calorie food is always going to be meat. And what better source of meat than zombies? Isn't that going to be amazing? I'm going to be that wacky, insane person in the zombie apocalypse that the main characters, they roll into like this diner that they thought were abandoned, and I'm in the back like,
"Oh, do you want some fresh meat? I have my secrets."
And they're like, "Wow, this doesn't seem sussy at all. This is great." And then they eat a bunch of meat, and then they find out in the back that, oh my god, he's actually feeding us zombies. And I'm like,
"Oh, aren't they delicious? They are free-range zombies. I have an entire pen with them out back."
That's gonna be me in the zombie apocalypse. Click, what are you doing? Amazing things. Ethan, thank you so much for the 50 try. Can I pacify the zombies if I flash my emotional support demon at them, or will make them jealous? I think it's more about jealousy. I think they're gonna eat you and eat the demon. I can't wait for the chainmail versus sharkbite protection wetsuit augments in chat. Oh my god, yes! Oh my god, yes. Oh, here's a post about zombie frequencies. I think I have some PTSD to deal about. Anyway, Click, do you think IKEA would be a safe haven? I mean, only until the other 5,000 people in the immediate area also thought about the same thing, People are always like, ooh, a shopping mall would be great in a zombie apocalypse. Aside from everyone else in that densely populated area, the most dangerous things aren't even going to be the zombies. Your zombie eating idea is low-key swinging, Todd. It is. And I think there was a similar thing to that. It was like, was it The Walking Dead, when they were eating meat, and it turns out it wasn't zombies, but it was someone who had like hung humans up in a fridge, and they kept cutting small pieces off their legs and stuff and munched them, and that's how the meat stayed fresh. They just keep the people alive that they chop it from. Ethical food. Being terrified of the zombies is the logical thing, but actually humans would be probably worse. Yeah, if you ever played DayZ, which is of course as close to a zombie surviving degree as any in this hypothetical scenario, you know that the least dangerous part are like the zombies. It's like the zombies are annoying because if you try to shoot them, it makes noise, which attracts more zombies, but it also lets other players know where you are, and they can actually shoot you from a distance. So I think when I was playing DayZ, I probably died from humans or like some random disease. Probably 9 out of 10 times. Wolves were more dangerous than zombies. Detta är min första live D-emoji. Välkommen, Megad. The humans. The danger. Like, I still don't know your real name. It's Click. Don't worry. My real name is Click. First name The. It's, my parents were quirky like that. Yes. Take out the competition. Indeed. Indeed. My God. My God. That is basically the plot of the Danish movie Den grønne slakter, secretly serving human meat. Delicious. Delicious. Like I said, you are what you eat. So if you want to be vegan, eat vegans. So anyway, Click, I'm looking into content creation as a hobby, maybe a job. Do you have any advice? That's a big question. But do something you enjoy. Everything starts as a hobby, which seems to be a pretty good trajectory point that you have. And don't expect too much too soon. I think one thing when I remember back in the day when people came to me a lot and they were asking for tips or like promotions or whatever, is that most people made like 2 videos and then after 2 weeks they just let their channel die. Like, it has to be something that, you know, you're already interested enough in to the point that you're gonna keep doing it for a long enough time that it even has a chance to like catch on in a meaningful capacity. But I would say doing it as a hobby is a very good first step, because doing something as a job can also be a curse, because it adds the stress to the hobby that takes all the fun out of it. Really, the only thing that makes zombies particularly dangerous is that they never sleep. I never sleep either, because I'm a YouTuber and a gamer, so they don't have shit on me. Adriel, thank you. Do not eat human brains, you can get prions. Yeah, I know. When you ate human brains in DayZ, you got the laughing disease, so you couldn't sneak. Maybe it's the same thing IRL. Sounds kind of fun. It's like laughing gas, or galaxy gas, as the kids call it, you know? It's just like, that's you. There was a zombie movie I was forced to watch. I hate them. And eating zombie meat ended up turning them into zombies, too. I mean, your source is also a movie. Oh my god, you haven't even sourced real zombies? You disgusting. Have you watched Beastars? I have, yes. Monchi Fluff, thank you so much for being a lasso. Florian, thank you for the 5 Swiss francaroonies. Hey, Click, love your videos to help me through the weekdays and tough times. Thank you very much. That's really sweet. Thank you so very much, you beautiful being. You sleep? No, I don't. The White Supremacy House got rid of the... Oh, that's bad. We can use this against them. So tell everyone you can about this. Wait, what do you mean use it against them? I'm confused what the next step is, but yeah, that sucks. They are very stinky. But maybe half the message got cut off. I'm not sure what, like, the rest is. Anyway, Red Duck, thank you so much for the 1, you beautiful bean. No. Good afternoon, jag click excited to watch some indie. Let's rock, baby. Let's rock. I think I have the screen here. Hold on, this is gonna be great. Boom. Oh, yes. Oh, Zombie Survival Tactics. This is gonna be great. When will we get Clicky Kitty 3.0? I think you ask this every single stream, and I have said every single stream that I have no plans currently to make more Clicky Kitties. At least not now, maybe in the future, but I have a lot of stuff I'm already working on. So that is where I am at with the plushies. The next thing is gonna be this one, which is amazing. I'm so looking forward to it. It's probably gonna be released pretty soon. The Gaycation Emotional Support Demon. It's so nice. I brought it with me to the countryside for midsummer to take summer pics. And I didn't take a single picture. I was busy playing with a baby that my friend brought. They stole a random baby so we could play with it on midsummer. It was very sweet. Anyway, what are you eating? Some chips. Yes, indeed, some chips. Here we go. So I'm sorting by top this year at the moment, so we'll see about the sorting. Maybe we can sort by Oh my god, do you think the controversial sorting is gonna be really fun on the subreddit? Where people give, like, absolute garbage advice? Oh my god, yes. Yes. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna sort this by controversial of all time. And see how trash it is. That's gonna be great. Anyway. Thoughts on my improvised melee weapon? I mean, it doesn't look that bad. It's like a homemade stick. Good for bashing in skulls. I can definitely see this getting stuck, though. Like after the first swing. You know? Sobbing? What is that? It's a little zombie swinger! It's a +3 damage. +5 gets stuck in the first skull you swing at. The grip is horrible. Yeah, I guess like the point with the grip is that it's like, you know, brass knuckles in one. So it's gonna be like smack, and then if they're too close, you can do like a bam. But I think you're also just gonna like break your fingers, because the problem is that you have no way of letting it go. So like, imagine if you get it stuck in a brain and then your fingers are stuck, and it's like, so I wouldn't use this myself. A baseball bat would be better. Delete it, and they can't wriggle their way out of that, so repeat. Oh, you mean like spread the message? Yeah, that's good. That's definitely good, John. My 2B day ESD just came in yesterday, just on time for my girlfriend's birthday on Sunday. Hell yes! That is amazing. I love birthday vibes. That is so good. I hope you eat too much cake. Yeah, I'm skeptical about the grip. This is gonna tear your fingers off, man. Zombies hate frequencies. Maybe zombies hate like anti-bark devices. I know the Trevor Project can still be reached out to. Oh, that's amazing. That is so good. Trevor Project, MLG again. Hell yeah. Let's see what people say about this. I am interested in the comments on this one. Gonna crush a skull or two, but after a while you'll get some mad chafe from those rings. Still, solid build and about 100 times better than what most people suggest for a weapon. I think just an aluminum bat will be better. I'm gonna be honest, because the thing is that this would be good in a 1v1, because as soon as you get through the skull, you would get a kill, basically. But as soon as there's more than one zombie, it's gonna be really difficult to get it out in time before you get jumped by the second one. I think something blunt that doesn't get stuck is just gonna be better overall. I'm gonna be honest. And, you know, blunt and thick is less likely to break. Like, blades in general, you know, as a main weapon, I think is gonna be just difficult to maintain. Yeah, keep it shorter. I don't know. I think it would just get stuck, man. And this would just tear your fingers off. Plus the reach isn't great. Grab a stick. Grab a stick. Ooh! This is a good one. How would you kill a zombie? Aren't they already dead? Depends on the universe. That depends on the universe. Click at 1x speed is cursed. What do you mean? Do you usually watch me slower or faster? Love catching a live stream while at work? Hell yeah. Enjoy work! By which I mean stream. Okay, which zombie type would be harder to deal with? Dumb but faster, and slower but smarter. Definitely slower but smarter. Like, dumb and fast you can set up traps for, and that kind of stuff. Like, if you get caught out, it's gonna be difficult, but the slow ones can be sneaky. You know, they will set up, like, ambush and be like a proper smart predator creature, which is gonna be really bad. This is gonna get more people than this, right? You could not pay me to deal with slow and smart. Yeah, I know, right? The faster, if caught. I mean, yeah. But I think at some point, you know, if you survive the initial outbreak, I think you're more likely to get, like, ambushed by smart zombies than just, like, I don't know, book it, or have a car, or something, I don't know. If zombies can run, it's over. I mean, yeah, my stamina's pretty shit. I have just been working on my powerlifting gains for the past year or so. Like, I'm not as good of a runner as I used to be. I could smash 2 of them and then I would be dead. Thanks for the deal on my raccoons. Thank you so much, Manji, beautiful bean. I hope they work good. In some universes, it's scarier. Like The Last of Us, it's airborne and hears you, compared to slow and stupid like in The Walking Dead. Yeah, like The Last of Us, and the twist with like the smarty zombies that are like, you know, ambushing and stalking you and stuff and waiting for a chance to strike. Zombies can never have better muscles than us. I mean, in the old-fashioned zombies always had, like, super strength, which was kind of weird. And the thing about, though, here's a good thing to keep in mind, right, about the human body. And you learn this, for example, when you start pushing your limits when it comes to, like, heavy weightlifting and stuff. It's that your body is, like, programmed to never actually give its max because it would injure itself too easily, right? So, for example, let's say that you can deadlift 200 pounds. In reality, if it was life or death and you were pumping with adrenaline, maybe you would be able to deadlift 250 pounds or something like that. Like, the human body can do insane things when it's like life or death and all the safety switches are just off, right? And that's one thing that's kind of like stands out to me with zombies. Like, if the zombies end up getting rid of those safety switches, they're going to be really strong and feral, even if they aren't necessarily bigger, right? Oh yeah, your thigh muscle is strong enough to rip apart your leg. Exactly. Like, if your muscles were allowed to do their full thing, you would just tear all your joints and shit to hell, like, instantly the first time you try to pull a heavy weight. It would just be like, you know? So the human body is kind of programmed that way. But if the zombies don't have those things, they would just, like, kamikaze you, you know? The zombie doesn't care. If it's already pulling at the full strength of all the muscles, he would just be like, he'd be over, man. He'd be over. So, super strength? Not really, but absolutely feral, with no self-preservation? Absolutely terrifying. People think adrenaline is like Night Guy, but it's more like Mr. Furious. I have no clue who either of those are. The most terrifying zombies were the OG from Romero. Basically, immortal, smart, and fast. That's terrifying. Unkillable. All the zombies are mini Wolverines. Fuck, man, we're so screwed. The first one, easily wiping at least half of survivors just by being faster. I mean, yeah, but also the thing I disagree with this is that half of the survivors would die anyway from like starvation or random shit, you know? So, meh, I don't know, man. I think most people that make it through like the first month are gonna be like the most survivory people, the most prepper, you know, super duper invested kind of vibes, or like military. I'm screwed either way. Yeah, this is something I think most of us can agree with. Like, most of us, I know like maybe one person who would actually survive a zombie apocalypse, and that's because he's like in the military, and he's used to living in the forest for months on end, you know? The rest of us are fucked. I'll be so screwed. I'm like, yeah, I can lift heavy weights. Oh, there is no protein powder in the apocalypse. Fuck, and then I just die instantly. But I think the smarter ones, it would be just the same as fighting against humans, right? If you like lock doors and understand how to keep them out, I think it would be simpler. Not if you have 100 smart humans that are trying to get into your house at the same time. Then you're absolutely screwed-alicious, man. Also, if they manage to get in, you could run away. I mean, dumb but faster, that's basically World War Z, right? Slower but smarter is basically the smarty pants from like The Last of Us, you know? Hey, don't lump me in with these dummies, I can survive! Yeah? I'm gonna die from the first like infection, swear to God. Depends on how smart, if the zombies start picking your lock. I mean, I suppose within reason, right? I don't expect the zombie to like, you know, hack into the mainframe of the complex you're living in, right? But I do expect him to be smart kind of on the level of, I don't know, like a pack of wolves or whatever, you know? They are smart enough to stalk you, to hide, they are smart enough to see like the patterns, they are smart enough to realize when you go out for food and that kind of stuff, so they can ambush you, hunt in packs, you know, surround you, that sort of thing, right? I would go to Australia, they have seen worse. I mean, they deal with... To be fair though, imagine if you get zombie kangaroos, then you're like double screwed. If it's as smart as before they died, then it's really a gamble. I mean, then they're just gonna start like, I don't know, crafting weapons and shit. It's not gonna be like classic zombies, it's gonna be a bunch of rabies-infected people running around with like spears and guns. It's gonna be so bad. Oh. I don't know, I think faster would probably be worse initially, when it's breaking out because of the simple speed of it. But smarter would definitely be more difficult to deal with in like a more scarce apocalyptic landscape, you know? So I think it depends. This is gonna be worse early game. This is gonna be worse late game. What do you think, Chad? Click will be one of the first zombies. I mean, to be fair, I'm indoors too much. So maybe I would survive for like a day. I'll be like, what? Internet went out? I can't play games? And then it's like, oh, it's an apocalypse. Whoops. Click has blessed me with his presence. Just wait until I'm a zombie. Nibble, nibble. Out of these nine types of melees, which would you choose for a The Walking Dead zombie apocalypse? Aluminum bat and trenching tool. Definitely not bare fists. I mean, Jesus Christ. Punching a zombie and like accidentally punching them in the mouth. You know, your knuckles get pretty, you know, scratched up by punching things, especially other beings, right? Imagine just punching a zombie in the mouth and getting a tooth like smacked into one of your fingers. You're like instantly infected, man. You're so screwed. Just because the world has ended, people think they can stop door dashing my lunch. Disgusting. So disgusting. Bone saw, pipe wrench, glass bottle, butterfly knife, fire axe, kukri. I would probably go for the axe. Because the axe and the bat are pretty similar, but the axe is more multi-purpose, you know? Because an aluminum bat is good for like smacking skulls, but a fire axe is also gonna be decent at smacking skulls, but you can also use it to bust through doors and shit, you know? Or like cut firewood. So it's pretty good. Or you just go Minecraft and you beat trees, you know? That's also valid. The entrenching tool can be used as an axe click. I know what an entrenching tool is, okay? An entrenching tool does not have the same weight or oomph to it as a damn fire axe, okay? Like an entrenching tool is like a light axe. You can use it to like chop branches or whatever. You're not gonna smash through a front door of a house with this, okay? Okay. I live in SoCal, and my dad and brothers are paranoid about the big earthquake that people have been saying is coming for the last 50 years, so we've plenty of non-perishable food. My brothers and dad. Yeah. I mean, I have a decent chunk of non-perishable food. I also always keep a little stock of water, like 50 liters of fresh water. Not so much because I think it would save me from an apocalypse, but it's good to have. Because it has happened a couple of times that, a water cleaning plant dies down, or there's some infrastructure problems or whatever. So it's just like, it's good to know I don't really have to worry. This is enough for a couple of weeks, which is nice. Oh, thank God you're live. Yeah, because we're not going to be live when the zombie apocalypse comes. I'm going to do a poll for this one, actually. I think that's going to be fun. Start poll. Best melee. Okay, fire axe, bat. How many options can we have? I think we can have 4 options. So let's add a few favorites here. Let's add a knife. And, like the entrenching. Entrenching. I misspelled it, I think, but you know what I mean. It's fine, chat. It's fine. Great with bow and arrow? Oh, hell yeah, that is good. That is good. Because you can recover the ammo. I love that. Best melee? Fire axe? I think, yeah. Fire axe for sure. Axes pack a good punch. And also the blade is, I think, like, on a fire axe, it's thick enough that it's relatively easy to get out when it's stuck. I'm just basing that on my extensive experience with cutting firewood. I haven't cut that many skulls in my life, but I'm imagining it's gonna be a similar experience, but harder surface and squishier inside. It's like a shitty log, Zombies are shitty logs. Mr. Click, it's all Team Fortress 2. Please realize that. Oh yeah, I guess it is, right? Yeah, it is. It took me a second, but yeah, it definitely is. That's beautiful. You'd only use the glass bottle to throw to make a distraction. I mean, that's fair. But I think you can find plenty of glass bottles around, It's not going to be any... if the infrastructure collapses in the beginning of the zombie apocalypse, there's not going to be any trash pickup, Trash is going to be plentiful. Everyone here smells lovely and not undead today. So far. Sorry I'm late. Thanks for being amazing. Thank you for being amazing. I feel this raises a fair point. Why don't people in zombie apocalypse stories ever just wear suits of armor? You think any zombie is going to get their shitty, rotting jaws through this? I can think of a couple of reasons. Number one, medieval armor is pretty difficult to come by. Especially when Amazon is no longer a thing, right? Number two, it's really cumbersome. Back in the ye olden days, you used to have squires and shit for this. Like, this is really, really heavy, right? My friend actually made only this, like, underpart for it, for a cosplay, with metal rings, So it's not as dense as a real one would be, but it still weighs like 10 kilos. That's like 22 pounds. And that's only this, like, interior part. And it's not even close to being as dense as this. So I think this one alone probably weighs 40 pounds. And then the plating outside of it probably weighs another 40 pounds as well. And then you're gonna have, like, what? A backpack and a weapon as well? Like, bro, you're gonna be hauling around 150 pounds of gear just with your armor and, like, melee and a little backpack. Like, you're not gonna be particularly mobile. I mean, I could see this, you know, being like, oh my god, we have a locked down base, and you need to go down into the basement to clear out the dozen zombies that broke in last night. I could see myself gearing up in this shit and just going ham with a sledgehammer. That'd be pretty poggers. But, you know, wandering the wasteland in this? Nah, man, people had horses and squires for a reason. God damn. Glass bottles for Molotovs? Hell yeah. Good full plate wears about as much as modern soldiers' full kit, but the real issue is maintenance. I think you mean weighs, probably. But yeah, of course, maintenance is also an issue. What happens when it starts rusting or whatever? I mean, you can have rust-free stuff, but those metals usually aren't hard enough to last. Motorcycle armor, leather, and denim. Also, my husband has a chainmail shirt and it's 30 pounds. Exactly. That's about how much it weighs, which is, you know, you can put it on and walk around with it without problem. But if you're gonna haul ass across the wasteland 30 miles in a day, it's gonna be pretty fucking difficult. It's gonna be difficult. And maybe at some point, being able to outmaneuver zombies, or being able to move quickly to get away from threats, might be more valuable than being a slow-moving tank. Because, I mean, if you get caught in 100 zombies, you're screwed anyway. You're just gonna, like, suffocate by the body mash, you know? The suit gives Monty Python? Yeah, it does, doesn't it? But yeah, but I think what I would get is, like, just a basic, any kind of helmet, obviously, and then something to protect your arms. Because that's something, you know, that's easy to get bites on. And then just, like, a leather jacket. That's usually enough to, like, protect you from the most basic little scrapes and shits. Did the reader know about the zombie survival book? I haven't read it, but I know about it. I know, it's so good. It's so good. You start reading it for the lols, and 50 pages in, you start taking it seriously. I've been thinking about buying it. I really should. I'll do you one better. A zombie is going to get their shitty, rotting jaws through these Levi's and denim jacket. Ultimate zombie apocalypse armor is just Canadian tuxedo. I mean, yeah, all you need is, like, leather and stuff, because zombies are probably not going to be hauling spears and swords. I think one of those sets of lightweight chainmail, divers wear for shark bites would be a better option. Yeah, there we go. That could work. Hell yeah. So yeah, chainmail for sure. The plating isn't really necessary. But, like, a lightweight chainmail? At least for, like, your limbs and stuff, and, like, neck? Yeah, I could see that work. Just wear a fursuit. They will never know. They'll be too afraid of the pathogen. You just counter the zombies with another apocalypse. Oh, yes. I'm gonna say it again, use sword against zombies. I think a sword is gonna be too much maintenance. Like, don't get me wrong, I have a sword on my wall. I would love to use it in apocalypse. But I would still argue something thick and blunt would probably last better. Like a sword, you need to resharpen, polish it, clean it so it doesn't rust. Like, it would be fine for, like, engagements a little now and then, but unless you have everything to maintain it, like, you know, the sharpening stones and oil to keep it from rusting, etc., damn, it's gonna dull fast. So, yeah, swords break. That too. If you slice, like, wrong with a sword, it can very easily break. Swords require a lot of skill. And if you're slicing through thousands of zombies with it, it's not gonna be as easy as, like, Samurai Girl in The Walking Dead. Makes it seem a bit too easy, doesn't it? Best weapon against zombies? A lot of fire. Yeah, I kind of agree, if you have access to fire. This weapon is not for the weak. This is a chunky boy. This is not gonna break anytime soon. It has like a double handle. You see, you hold it here, I guess, or it's just for reinforcement, and hold it down here. This is great. This probably weighs 30 pounds. What a beast. What an absolute beast. I can get behind this. This would feel so good to use. Can you imagine getting a good swing out of this and just lifting a zombie off the floor with a good uppercut? I can feel this in a slow-mo scene in a zombie movie. This is so good. Hell yeah. Love a good sledge. God, this takes 10 seconds to swing. -5 attack speed, plus 44 damage blunt. Plus a crippling effect, because this would definitely fuck up limbs. Yeah, I would love this one. But this is kind of a late-game weapon, because you would need like a stat requirement and strength to properly use it. This is equivalent to like the Giant Slayer hammer in Elden Ring, essentially. Needs like 40 strength just to wield it. Warhammers and mauls had heads that weighed not much more than 3 or 4 pounds. Yeah. This weapon would make a strongman tired after a few swings. You don't need that much weight to cave a zombie's head in. I mean, yeah, it's definitely overkill. But I still love it. Can someone please tell this to the game developers before Bethesda designs another 22-pound greatsword? Yeah, like a greatsword only weighs like, I don't know, man, 8 pounds or something. It's not very heavy. I mean, if you think Bethesda, I mean, maybe they were going for a slightly more realistic thing, but if you think Bethesda oversized their greatswords, what about FromSoft? Like the vanilla greatsword probably weighs like 200 pounds of just solid fucking steel. It would be it would be like stacking like your fucking bar full for a deadlift, but then just grabbing it at one end and swinging it around. That'd be great. I would fucking love that. Oh man, I love it. Fire! My brother has a flamethrower that shoots up to 25 feet. There you go. That's good. That's what we need. Hell yeah, flamethrowers and sledgehammers. Maybe flaming sledgehammers. Realistically, heavy weapons are not great for continuous fighting, but you just need to get like some items with a stat regen boost, you know, like a magic ring or something. Theclick can ask for advice. I'm graduating collage next week and don't feel ready for uni yet, so I'm just here and don't have any interest or plans for a year. But where's life somewhere? I mean, one positive way you can see it is that uni is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun people. It's, God...
Uni is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun people. I met a lot of great people in uni. A lot of great people that told me a lot of great things. Learned a lot of great things, but a lot of great people.
Fuck, brain rot, man. But anyway, uni, at least for me, was one of the places in life where I felt I kind of blossomed the most, if you will, because I met the most people that were the most kind of similar to me. They weren't so high schooly anymore. Everyone was just there to like be nerdy and drink and have fun and that sort of stuff. And also a nice thing with uni is that you kind of know where you're gonna be for the next 5 years, which can be like a peace of mind. Click, don't be Trump. That voice was too good. I hear it too much, man. It's everywhere. Dear God.
Trump click is terrifying. Oh my god, we're gonna teach people, all the great people, how to survive a zombie apocalypse. When all the bad people, you know the bad people, McKay, have been turned into zombies.
Dear God. Dear God. Stop using Trump voice. I think half of chat has some like PTSD reaction to this. Speaking of Trump, a wall would be... Oh my God. One term too late as well. Fuck. Oh, that's great. I spat on my microphone. Oh, nah. You're enjoying this too much, Lemao. I mean, I'm just making fun of the absurdity of the timeline we happen to find ourselves in, you know? That's basically it.
If I was president, I would deport all the zombies. It was so...
Oh my God.
I would send all the zombies back to Mexico.
Unironically, though, that would like be the speech. If zombies broke out, I fully expect that to be on like national television the day after. Holy crap, man! It's not even like a parody. It's just an observation. I'm jumping out through a window. That's pretty valid. Hey, those zombies work hard for a bite to eat. Whenever I hear Cheeto Mussolini talking, I imitate his voice while saying only meh 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 over and over. Horrid orange sewage beast is in a human skin suit. Oh yes, indeed. Deporting zombies is not effective, they would just eat someone else. I'm also interested in like how you would manage to deport an entire like, you know, a few million zombies.
Tramp click isn't real. He can't hurt you. Tramp click.
What is a tramp? Don't hurt me no more. Indeed. I'm going north. If I go far enough, I'll get to Kamada. That's true, yeah. Ooh, more there's a lot of knight armor in the subreddit. I kind of like that. Knight armor in a zombie apocalypse. Helmet. I mean, same problem still. Really heavy. And where the hell are you gonna pack it? I'm assuming you're like kind of on the road. As a HEMA fighter, I can tell you there's a heap more movement than you think. Fatigue from carrying it, however, will be the problem. Yeah, like, armors are surprisingly mobile for fighting. But like, my kit, including weapons, is maybe 50 to 55 kilograms all up. Yeah, and this is only the kit, mind you. This is not stuff for, like, maintaining it, or, like, food, or anything else you might want to bring with you. This is only hauling your melee weapon and your armor. Weighs like, yeah. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. Less than most soldiers carry. Yeah, but also most people aren't like trained elite soldiers that are, you know, trained for stamina to carry that kind of shit for miles, you know. I would easily lift this. Like, this is super light as a weight to lift. For me, I could curl this shit. But carry it around for miles on end? I would die, man. I would die. So yeah, nah. It doesn't breathe, sweat builds everywhere, visibility is horrible, and also there are no showers. So that sweat that builds up is there to stay, baby. Oh, yes. Ow. Wait, only walking? Like, can't carry armor in a car? I mean, how are you gonna find gas for a car? You can probably loot a bit of gas from, like, you know, abandoned shit for a little bit, but gasoline is gonna be one of the first things that runs out. I could wear medieval armor. It's kind of like, I can 1v1 a gorilla. Okay. But if the gorilla is a scrawny, deceased, tiny piece of shit, I can probably do it, you know? If it's a really tiny gorilla, if it's like this big, you know? If it's this big of a gorilla, I could do that. I could take on a really tiny gorilla. But I wouldn't want to. I would want it as a pet, like a really baby gorilla. That would be so cute. But you know, I could take this. I could take it. Gasoline also goes off. Diesel can rot in your tank. Yeah, it does. It does. It doesn't last forever. Like a couple of years or something. 100 hillbillies versus the click. Who wins? Definitely the hillbillies. They have a fuckload of shotguns and shit. I am screwed. Encountering a half-rotten zombie on your way. Will you end his zombie life? Yeah. Yeah, probably torch it. Just to avoid infection. Protocol 0. All zombies and traces of the contagion must be eradicated. Absolutely kill this thing, because otherwise it could be the one that reignites the apocalypse after we think we have cleaned it up. Ooh, can you imagine that? Like some dumb animal just eats a rotten zombie that was left in the woods somewhere, and we have like a zombie apocalypse 2.0. Man, that'd be great. We have a lot of gas cans we can fill up at my home. Yeah, but gas goes bad. That's the thing. Gas only lasts 6 months. Yeah, there you go. I thought it was longer. I thought it was at least a couple of years. But yeah, there you go. Gas runs out after, like, it gets bad really fast. So, I mean, even if you have canisters of gas, unless you're planning to, like, use it right away just to get the hell out of Dodge, you know? It's like, man, you can have extra gas to, like, travel far when the outbreak initially happens to get out of, like, dense populated areas and stuff. But after 6 months, even gasoline that you would loot from, like, abandoned cars or whatever would have gone bad. What is Click chewing? On your no, it's chips. It's a bit of Pringles. That's great. I have a little bit of Pringles. That's why bicycles are the best. I mean, until you get to the point that there's no road maintenance. Maybe like a mountain bike could work. Maybe like a heckin' mountain bike. That could work. But it's going to be difficult to haul a bunch of stuff on it. What flavor? Original. I thought it was tobacco, and he was cool. Tobacco isn't cool. This is perfect, because I'm not super interested in zombie stuff. But I'm on my way to bed, so I can listen to Click as I fall asleep and don't feel like I'm missing anything. Hell yeah. We would use it to go to the desert, very low population. Yeah, that's smart. And then you just need, like, good sources of food and stuff. But I think that's basically my, like, I have a similar, like, plan for if shit hits the fan. I mean, maybe not necessarily zombies are, like, the first thing that comes to mind, but, you know, if something happens, if there's like, a bad outbreak or something like that, or like COVID galore, or I don't know, then it's like, yeah, have enough gas to get into the countryside, basically. Because cities are gonna be the worst place the first. The hillbilly will just make a fort. Isn't it an episode in like Love, Death and Robots when they talk about like when humanity ended? It's the robots that go around Earth and just like kind of reminiscing about humans. And then it's like, oh yeah, here are the humans that died first, just the normies. These people over here lasted about 2 weeks. It was the preppers. And they just had a bunch of shotguns and like beef jerky and were camping in the woods. That was pretty funny. And then it was like the tech millionaires that like repurposed, what was it, oil rigs into like luxury hotels, and they lasted for a couple of months until the microplastics in the oceans killed them. And then you had like the uber billionaires that tried to leave Earth, but they failed, and instead the people who left Earth were cats. What's worse, a zombie apocalypse or alien invasion? Depends on the purpose of it, right? Like, a zombie apocalypse, it depends on it, right? Like, if a zombie apocalypse, for example, follows, like, basic bodily limitations, zombies would probably starve pretty fast, Humans would probably survive a zombie apocalypse, unless it's like, a super infectious air-ridden virus and no one is immune, then maybe you'll be fucked. But, a regular zombie apocalypse, and, even a zombified body is not gonna be able to move for very long, just thermodynamics and energy, right? But an alien invasion, then you have like a technologically superior species. That's not gonna end well, man. That's not gonna end well. If we know anything from history, is that when a civilization that is more advanced encounters one that is less advanced, usually doesn't end well for the less advanced one. It doesn't go well. How about alien zombies? Wow, why not make it worse? Mez, thank you so much for a gifted sub, you beautiful bean. Will you kill an alone walker zombie far away from you? Not with gunfire. I wouldn't draw that kind of attention for a random zombie. But it also depends. But yeah, I would probably... If it's like close to a camp, I would get rid of it. If I'm just on my way to somewhere, I wouldn't take the risk. But I certainly wouldn't shoot it. Like, that would just alert everyone where you are. Dad and brother are good shots, and I'm good with bow and arrow. We can manage to feed ourselves. Lol, there's always coyotes out there. Isn't coyotes like a recipe for getting parasites really fast? Like, there is that kind of rule of thumb that you don't eat. Like, there's a reason we don't eat other predators in nature, and it's because everything travels upwards, right? The odds of getting parasites from, like, a plant muncher is pretty low, but the odds of getting a parasite from something that eats everything else is pretty high, So it's like, I wouldn't eat coyote. That wouldn't be my plan A, if I'm gonna be honest. Or maybe you can like really char the meat, and it'd be fine. Maybe. Change pick. Don't like. Wait. Wait. What? Which one? I guess she means the thumbnail. Oh, that's funny. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a fun one with like the little walkie trolley and shit. Yeah, anyway. I'm getting into falconry. Might help we survive. Oh, falconry. Oh, you mean like with the sword and stuff? The previous one with ugly zombie. Oh, okay, this one I was okay, yeah. And I showed it again for good measure. This one, I would, if it's close to camp, I would kill it with my trusty sledge. If I'm just walking by, no, but I would certainly not shoot it. You always check the meat and cook at very high degree and you'll be fine. Alright. Enjoy your coyote. Nah, just kidding, I'm gonna be dead, so it's fine. Hello, fellow zombie hunters. Man, I love zombie apocalypse stuff. Zombies are more than just a threat to humans. They are a threat to the entire ecosystem. Dome it! Not doming it would make you a TV show character. You keep on going, that same zombie kills you later. That's true. That is true, yeah. Yeah, if I'm just passing by and I know it's like a zombie-infested town, I probably wouldn't bother wiping out one single zombie. If it's close to camp, definitely wipe it out. But don't use a gun. That's gonna draw a lot of attention. Guns are for emergencies only. The perfect anti-zombie bridge. One step at a time. Wait. Would it... Aw, man. Oh, that sucks. If you had a safe settlement with a good amount of arable land, what would be the best crops to cultivate? Probably like potatoes. Honestly, potatoes are high carbs. It's really cool. The little mango in the corner. It's not a mango in the corner. Oh, you mean for the alerts? Yeah, that's a mango. I thought you meant the little demon first. I was very confused. I would probably go for potatoes, because a lot of other things require too much water. Like tomatoes would be a no-go. They're also too low calorie. I certainly wouldn't grow fucking salad. I mean, maybe for like desperately needing some vitamins so we don't get scurvy or whatever, but I think potatoes would be the main thing, honestly. Ball peppers are really good. Oh, bell peppers. Yeah, bell peppers are pretty good. I have grown bell peppers before. It's pretty good. Falconry is teamwork with a falcon where you teach... Oh, that's falconry! Oh, I completely misunderstood it. Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool. You can have birds hunting for you. Actually, I have a couple of crows in my yard that I'm feeding, and they're getting more used to me. So, my plan for the apocalypse is just to train my crows to steal enough stuff to, like, make me last. That's the idea. Crows, I love crows. Crows are so good. Crows are so good, man. I love... And they're so cute. They're so cute, and they're so greedy for food. And you know the thing I realized with crows? I didn't know this before, but I was feeding the crows, and then I thought, like, you know what? I was just feeding them some piece of corn or something. And I was like, I have one of these balls of, like, bird feed that I didn't use during the winter, so I'll give this to them. So I went inside, I picked it up, and I rolled it over to them. And they took it, flew away with the whole thing, and hid it. They are smart, and I was like, wait a second, do they hide it when they're actually full but want to save the food for later? So I googled it, and it's actually true. It was something I had noticed with them. I was like, are they hiding food? Yeah, maybe they're hiding food, I don't know. But they are. Crows actually hide food for later, which is really cool. Another thing they do is that if it's a crow, like not their friend crow or couple crow or whatever, they will like pretend to hide the food if they think another crow is watching, but then take the food to like the real hidey spot. So they play these little hidey games of food. They're really cool. We'll survive together, right guys? Crows fly away. Fuck. Crows and ravens are very intelligent. They are. I love them. I love them so much. It's so cute. It's so cute. Potatoes and mushrooms are all you need. Basically, yeah. I can grow mushrooms in my basement when it gets moist and I don't maintain it. But I think potatoes is just like the main thing, honestly. What we need, Mr. Frodo, is a couple of good taters. Why did I turn Irish? I mean, hobbits are kind of Irish, aren't they?
Stupid fat hobbitses! She ruins it! She ruins it!
That's what I would be like after I get parasites from my coyote stew.
She ruins it! She has to eat the coyotes raw! She ruins it, my precious potato!
Potatoes are a great go-to. Wheat as well, because both are hardy and require less water than other plants. I am not a botanist, obviously, but that's my opinion. I mean, I have grown potatoes. I have also grown tomatoes. This summer I'm trying to grow melons. Potatoes grow like damn weed, man. Potatoes are so good, and they're relatively easy to grow, and they're not very sensitive to like a few bad weather days or whatever. Potatoes are really fucking good, and they also last for a long time, so it's easy to pile up on them before winter and stuff, if you live in an area like that. As of right now, I don't like them, because we have hummingbirds and nest in our trees, and they eat them. As of right now, I don't like them. Hummingbirds and... I'm not sure what we were talking about, I'm gonna be honest. You mean potatoes? Do hummingbirds eat potatoes? Have you seen that 28 Years Later is coming out? Oh my god, I watched 28 Days Later just last week. Just last week. It was so good. It was so good, man. Oh my, it was such a blast of the past. It's one of those movies I think I watched, like, 20 years ago when it came out. And I was probably super scared because I was like 10. It's so good. It's so good. You will want multiple crops and need to rotate them. As for the types, I'm no expert, but I recommend something easy to grow and can be used in multiple dishes to improve variety. So potatoes would probably be a good idea. Potatoes is also what they used in The Martian. So potatoes is going to be good both if you're stranded on another planet and have to grow food and shit, but also if it's a zombie apocalypse. Potatoes are just good, man. Crows and ravens. The hummingbirds eat crows and ravens? Oh, no, you mean... Okay, you mean the crows and ravens eat the hummingbirds. I can see that happening. They're kind of vicious, yeah. I was like, what do you mean? Hummingbirds be these little vicious fucks. It's like, what are hummingbirds' natural prey? Elephants. They swarm them like air piranhas. Like, oh man, have you seen a flock of hummingbirds turning an elephant into a skeleton in a matter of seconds? Absolutely horrifying. Take that, zombie apocalypse. You just see the fucking the fucking sky gets black and it's like, oh no, it's the hummingbirds. Mama, I'm not gonna raid out. I've been streaming for an hour. You can stop spamming now, okay? Please. We're just having fun with zombies. What would be the efficiency of these? I mean, they're not particularly realistic, are they? Right? Insane? Honestly? Okay, here is a question, chat. Here's a question that I find interesting. What sci-fi or fantasy thing would be absolutely OP in a zombie apocalypse? Do they run out of batteries? I mean, they're charged by these little Forcey crystals, right? Right? The TARDIS. I mean, then you can just... Then you don't even have to be in the apocalypse. You're there by choice. You're looking at it? Well, obviously. Do you think, Wolverine powers would make you immune to a zombie virus? You heal faster from the zombification that the virus can spread? Space Marines? Oh, fuck yeah, I would totally be a Space Marine. Why aren't we Space Marines yet? They can bench press 2,000 pounds easily. Why aren't we Space Marines? Star Trek phasers would be better. Probably, yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I have a little crank radio where the crank charges the battery, but I would miss the internet so damn much. We bought one of those. It was on sale. It has a little solar panel to charge it, and you can crank it. And it's also a battery bank, so you can use it to charge your phone, which is pretty cool. So if your phone dies when you're camping in the forest, you can hook it up to this crank radio / battery bank, and you can crank your phone. I mean, you're not going to charge it to 100% doing that, but you can definitely get it from dead to a few percent to make a call. It's pretty cool. No, you're not immune even if you have Wolverine abilities. So you're telling me that if zombies in the X-Men universe met, we could potentially have Wolverine zombies. That is awful. I just started feeding some magpies and some crows on my balcony, and this evening I saw them eat some of the peanuts. Hell yeah, you're making French! You're making French! And you think hummingbirds are so tiny? But once I had 2 male hummingbirds fighting and one ended up on its back against my face. It covered my whole face. They are bigger than you think. I mean, probably. I suppose, but they're still tiny little shits. In comparison to a lot of other things. Insane. It'll cut through any and all zombies with ease. They'll never run out of power. And incredibly durable. Useful for cutting through any barrier. I mean, this is just OP. Until you get jumped by a zombie from behind and bitten in the neck, you're basically going to be unstoppable. Or, when another human sees that you have a fucking lightsaber, they're just going to shoot you for it. That's also entirely possible. Because I ain't no damn Jedi. I'm not going to be able to reflect bullets just because I have a lightsaber. I'll do this. And then I'll get shot anyway, and then I'll die. So this is that kind of thing that's going to be OP as hell, but then you're probably going to be absolutely griefed for your cool loot, So people are going to seek you out for your loot drops. It's going to be bad. It's going to be bad. Lightsaber, too visible at night. It's pretty visible during the day as well, to be honest. Jedi can't reflect bullets, just lasers. So why aren't the fucking stormtroopers using conventional bullets? Oh my god, can you imagine the twist? Can you imagine the absolute twist? If it just came out one day and they're like, huh, and it's, oh fuck. And they're like, yeah, we're just using a good old-fashioned 9mm. Take that, fucking Jedis with your laser swords and forces. They would just miss. Lightsabers could cut bullets. Yeah, but you know, cutting a bullet doesn't matter so much if you don't change the trajectory. Then you're just gonna have 2 smaller bullets still coming for you, you know? Mandalorians use slug slingers. Mandalorians were always absolute sigmas, you know? I live in Sweden, I will steal your plushies. You're welcome to try! I have too many for you to carry, you cannot steal them all. Jedi were basically extinct, I think. I mean, yeah. Basically. Maybe it's for good reason. There is a comic where this happens, and a molten bullet flies into the Jedi. That's what I mean. Even if you, like, melt it, and, you know, cut it in half, it's still gonna have the same trajectory. I think the thing with the lasers, I mean, at least lore logically, is that they, like, ding, you know, lasers bounce off each other. I don't know how that works, really. But that's the idea, at least. Just cutting the bullet in half is just gonna... Enough, I'm getting chips. I should be sponsored by chips, man. That'd be great. Side by side or over and under for a double-barreled shotgun. Ooh. I have one of these ones. It's pretty good. But it's mainly for, like, bird hunting. Or, like, using it for target practice, you know, with the lerduvor. I don't know what that's called in English. Is it just clay pigeons? Is that literally what it's called? Anyway. I mean, based on nothing, the stacked is badass. Stacked is really badass. I love it. But, like... maybe this one will hold up better with less maintenance. You know? Clay pigeon? That's what it's called? My god, nailed it. Hell yeah. Clay pigeons mentioned. Oh my god. Side seems more aimable. No, not really. I think the aim is going to be roughly the same. I mean, people vastly underestimate how big of a punch shotguns actually pack. Because in all video games, they're just nerfed for balance, you know. But in reality, you can easily hit something, you know, 100 feet away in, like, this big of a radius, you know. It's a cloud of shit. So, yeah, shotguns are wildly underrepresented in, like, any kind of video game I've ever played compared to IRL. Because they would be too easy to use in video games. Slugs, too. Yeah. So, I mean, I am partial to this one, because this is what I am used to using, but with, like, post-apocalyptic levels of maintenance, I wonder if this is gonna, like, jam less with rust and stuff, because it's like less distance to pull, you know? I haven't tried enough rusty guns. Nice. Yes. Oh, it's a dragon. I love dragons. They're so cool, man. I fucking love dragons. Why not do both? Why not just do both? Hell yeah. Let's just do both. Sweden has pew-pews, but way more sane loss than America. Most of the guns we have circulating in Sweden is due to, like, hunting or sharpshooting. It's not because people are just, like, packing heat with a bunch of, like, handguns and fucking AR-15s for no reason. You know? It's because we have a lot of forest. Slap a meat hook on that baby? Yes, indeed. We hunt a lot here. Yes, we do. People! I mean, no. Maybe zombies in the near future. But yeah, I'm down for this. I'm down for a fucking dragon. Any port in a storm, but I favor the instant selection of the twin triggers, which is rare to find. I love the twin triggers, man. I love twin triggers. So basically you have two sets of triggers, right? Depending on the shotgun. Either you have a two-step trigger, there's like, pew, pew, right? It has two little clicks. Or you have basically two separate little trigger buttons, essentially. It can be two different ones. And this little beauty right here is the safety. Isn't that great? Like back here, it's great. It's so cute. So, fantastic assessment. Another detail. Takes a bit more space to pull the brake open. Reaches full open with less barrel pivot. Exactly. That's what I mean. So, I wonder if it's like, as long as both are clean, there probably won't be much of a difference. But I wonder if, like, even though I'm partial to this one, I wonder if this won't be better in Apocalypse simply because when it gets a bit rusty and you don't have perfect maintenance, you can still, like, cram it open because it doesn't need to go as far. Whereas this one, the bottom one is going to be hard to reach once the gears and stuff gets a little bit poopy, you know? But that's just my, like, little hypothesis, though. We're going to have to try some rusty guns in the next Click video. Watch us fire guns that have been submerged for a week. Whoa. Slingshots can mess things up. Slingshots are OP as hell. Slingshots are surprisingly powerful. Karma, thank you so much for the 10. Where conventional weapons in Star Wars were banned by a sort of Geneva Convention equivalent. Oh, really? That's very cool. Kind of want to get OO engraved on my Evolver. OO, it's a boa wallet. Yes, indeed. While traveling the apocalypse, you discover an untouched gun shop. That's not going to happen, but anyway. What will you do? Which guns will you take? I would take stuff that is always reliable, doesn't break easily, and doesn't jam easily. Like fucking AK. Something like that. You know? Or something with very easy standardized ammo. But I guess that also depends on the country you live in, which ammo is the most common. But yeah. All of them? I mean, are you really gonna carry all of this in a damn backpack? So a crowbar. I'm gonna grab that little pile of paper down there. That looks interesting. People underestimate the power of the pen and paper. Sniper? Fuck yeah. Untouched gun shop is definitely a trap. Yeah, it is. M4 and a shotgun. Plenty of ammo, plenty of parts mods. I saw someone discuss as well that the easiest ammo to, like, produce yourself would be shotgun slugs. Because you can kind of just cram whatever the fuck into it and just kind of, like, reseal the plasticky part as long as you have gunpowder. Anything .308, yeah, that's very common. That is very common. Whatever has the highest magazine capacity and easy to load. I mean, that would be some assaulty stuff with, like, a drum mag or some shit. Going Call of Duty on this one. Phased plasma rifle. I mean, as a Fallout enjoyer, I can get behind a good plasma rifle. Mirjam, thank you so much for being a noble lass, you beautiful bean. I'ma grab smaller pistols. Smaller pistols are great at short range, but people also greatly overestimate how far you're actually accurate with a small gun. Like a regular handgun, it's really hard to be accurate past, like, what, 15 meters or something, if even that. Like, handguns are surprisingly inaccurate. Pistols are smaller and easier to hide and easier to use. It depends on the purpose. Depends on purpose. My brother and sister have bullet makers. Would be good for quite a while. Damn, eating coyotes and making bullets in the desert. You're gonna survive the longest of all of us. Some smaller pistols are good, but unless you have practice with a sniper rifle, you need to have practice because everything from wind to distance come into play. I mean, I'm also assuming that in a zombie apocalypse, it's kind of rare that you're gonna, like, line up a shot super duper far away. I mean, usually the range, for example, if I think about, like, a scoped hunting rifle, like a 30-06 or something, I'd be like, what distance? Usually when you do, like, sharpshooting or stuff like that, it's like 50 meters or something. It's not super far, but even at that distance, you have to account for, like, falling bullets, a bit of wind, and that kind of stuff. But I don't really see, like, making, you know, hundreds and hundreds of meters sniping operations when in a zombie apocalypse. It's probably more for just like semi-long range stuff, I would imagine. I'll probably sleep through the zombie apocalypse. We're gonna be one of those, you know, day 28, where you just wake up and it's like, what? Huh? And somehow you weren't eaten. The optimum gear for a zombie apocalypse. If this is more within reasonable stuff, but it's still gonna be heavy as shit, man. After a while, it's gonna tear through your shoulders. Middle-aged weaponry was quite literally designed to be maintained and created in low-tech, low-resource environment. Do you know how expensive armor was, and for good reason? Like walking around in like this isn't the full knight armor or whatever, but walking around in a full knight armor was like the equivalent of driving a damn Porsche. Okay? It's not just something like, you know, every family had just hanging around for the lulz. You know? It's like low-tech, low-resource environment is kind of like... It was basically the Porsche of the time. It was fancy shit, man. My dad is a blacksmith. He can help make improvised weapons. I mean, yeah, that's more realistic, you know? Like that first one we saw, that was like a stick. The medieval equivalent of a fursuit flex. I love that that is where that went. Oh, that's beautiful. There are still blacksmiths in 2025. Damn, I live under a rock. There's basically everything. It's beautiful. I actually went to a blacksmith. Let me show my sword. I mean, I've shown it before, but I need to show this, okay? It's very cool. Yeah. I got this from a Polish blacksmith. It's I mean, this one is actually made for proper sparring. So this is like a proper sword that you can use to actually smack things. It's not sharp, obviously. That would be a bit of issues. But if the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm gonna sharpen this baby up, and then I'm gonna cut maybe 3 zombies and then die. But man, it's gonna be so satisfying, those 3 zombies. It's gonna be great. But you know, it's not that heavy. It's maybe like, how heavy is this? It's not 10 kilos. It's less, like 6, 7 maybe, something like that. I mean, it's long, so you know you have like weight that's distributed in a lot of places, but it's not very heavy, and it's not supposed to be. I got this from a Polish blacksmith. Click is the Witcher confirmed. They actually had Witcher swords as well. They actually had Witcher swords. They had a bunch of swords. They had a few sword replicas from Lord of the Rings. They had the Witcher swords, and I was like, which is the biggest, most evil-looking sword? And I bought a 2-handed Nazgul sword. Because, like, you know, yeah, like, obviously, you know, so yeah.
Toss a sub to your clicker. Oh, I sure are plenty. Oh, valley of plenty. Oh.
I wish it wasn't weird to just throw on some chainmail and go for a long walk around the neighborhood to get that extra extortion from the added weight. You can do that. The people who stare are just jealous, okay? Trust me. Click, I love your laugh. It always makes my day better. Thank you so much. The question is, why don't you have even more swords? I have a second one hanging over there. But that one is like a cheap cosplay sword. I got a decent price on it when I bought my full Nazgul outfit. That one was like $80 or something. It's just a cosplay sword, decent quality, but it's not like a proper blacksmith sword. Like this is proper shit, you know? Dang it, Click, your voice is so darn purty. Well, thank you. Do you need a legal license to own a sword? At least not this one, but like I said, this one is just a sparring sword. Like, it's not sharpened, you know? So it doesn't count as any sort of weapon or whatever. If I sharpened it, maybe. I don't know. Hear me out. Being a zombie could be a good thing. I just hear the fucking invincible shitpost meme. This is a good thing, Mark. We can be bees, Mark. We can be bees, Mark. This is a good thing. A pet, Mark. You'll live for 30 years. This is a good thing.
This is insane!
This is a good thing, Mark. We can be bees. Be bees, Mark. Anyway, I should probably read the rest of the chat. Zombies aren't paying bills, and you get to bite people you don't like. I mean, that's pretty valid. But maybe the brain is going to be a bit rotten. Tossing a coin to my click. Thank you so much. We could be bees, Mark. We could be bees. You live for 30 years, Mark. This is great news. Why, Click's voice so good. I love it when chat compliments me. So good. You'll be undead, Mark. This is great news, Mark. Your brain will be rotten, Mark. And you'll eat other people's brains, Mark. This is good news. We can be bees. Which weapon loadout do you choose? Oh, this is like a Call of Duty. No, it's okay. Walking Dead. Rick, we have a little good old AK, little revolver, and a machete, and we have a pump action. Was miscellaneous handgun, stabby, crossbow is badass. Also silent. I mean, crossbow plus a handgun, tempting combo. I'm kind of tempted. Right? The rest of them are very similar. It's just different rifles, right? The two that stand out is like shotgun and crossbow, you know? Rick for the machete. I remember when he macheted the head of that dude in the prison. That was pretty badass. When it's like, you fuck with us. Not cool. And it's... That was good. Daryl. Really good. Really good. Plus reusable ammo. Yeah, I think if I have a side piece, I'm pretty fine with like rocking a shotgun, right? That's pretty cool. But maybe I would swap it for a revolver because you don't need mags, which is pretty cool. You only need bullets. So in case, like, you know, I don't know, lose your mag or something like that, you don't have to rely on, like, single chambering bullets. That's something I learned when I played DayZ. The fewer pieces you need for a gun, the better, you know? It's just good shit. So revolvers also have been around for a long time because they're mechanically incredibly reliable. Carol isn't too bad. Yeah. Coral! Coral! I know that's not Carol, but that's amazing. When a deer hunter wins the lottery, oh man, that's so good. That is, Unless, okay, if the zombies work like they do in 7 Days to Die, where they have like pathing, and they will, you know, attack the structural integrity of your hidey-ho, then you're absolutely screwed. This is going to fall over instantly. But if they're just waddling around aimlessly, this is pretty cool. Be bees, Mark. Or we could be beans. Hell yeah, I'll do that. That looks stupid. I think it would fall over in the wind. You know, I don't even think the zombies would have to do anything. I like the idea of the bridge. Yeah, the bridge is a cool idea. Like having a separate thing that you could like cut off in a case of emergency, kind of. Like if this was also a drawbridge, that'd be pretty lit. That'd be amazing. But still, I think the structural integrity is too weak. Like this looks like it's gonna fall over. But I like the idea of like a drawbridge and a separate staircase. That is good. Like this is really good. This part. Replace this with something better. Like, I don't know, a proper bunker looking thing. Imagine killing zombies and they pile up in the staircase, so you're just kind of stuck. I mean, yeah, that'd be fun. Bee bees. Bee bees. I would just be a bee, and I would fly away. Would you rather survive in a castle or a bunker? I think, honestly, if it's only like zombies and it isn't airborne or whatever, I would probably take the castle. I think you would have like a little bit of a better quality of life, you know? You would have plants, you can grow vegetables, there's gonna be like sunlight and shit. Whereas the bunker, it's gonna be depressing as fuck. So unless there is something else to it, like, you know, an airborne virus, or, you know, bombs going off or whatever, if it's only zombies, in the traditional sense, I would go castle. Do you have like 1,000 servants to maintain it? Do you have 1,000 servants to maintain a damn bunker and bring you food? Didn't think so. We're all fucked. I'm just gonna have a bit of a tan when I die. It's fine. I would choose the hive. Bees. We can be bees, Mark. Be bees. Clear castle advantage. Overrun equals jump over the wall anywhere. Yeah, you jump around here. Oh my god, it's zombies! Wow! Because you forgot to equip your anti-fall damage perks. And then you died. Sad. Just jump. If it's the zombie apocalypse and you're feeding me, I'll do whatever you need me to do to stay. Oh, yes, indeed. I'm kind of the same. I could totally be like someone's... what would it be in the apocalypse? Not like a glucose guardian or sugar daddy. It would be like a food friend. That sounds incredibly wholesome. That just sounds like someone you have lunch with. What about a shotgun with a silencer? What does it sound like? That sounds suspiciously quiet. I mean, you can still hear it echoing pretty clearly. This is still gonna draw attention from pretty far away, I'm gonna be honest. You know, silencers on guns is that kind of thing that's also very overhyped in media. It's the kind of thing where if you use it in IRL, it's like, oh, you don't need to use maybe ear protection. But, oh, you can't... Oh, wait, I don't have desktop audio on. That explains why it's so quiet. Here we go. Suppressor, not a silencer. Yeah, I know. Yeah, silencers aren't silent. Yeah, exactly. It's like... It makes it so maybe you don't have to, like, use as much protection or whatever. Silencer from whips, get a loudener. Isn't that from The Simpsons? Silencer, loudener. Ooh, I like that one. Yeah, no, I think it's like, sure... But I wouldn't really bother, if I'm gonna be honest. Like, you can hear the echo in the background of this video. This is gonna alert anyone in the same radius anyway, you know. But the loud noise is for the aesthetic. And also you have to cock the gun every time. You know, like in the movies. It's like, shut up now. And then they say something like, I told you to shut up. And it's like, you've just unloaded the whole gun. Why do you cock it every time? That's not how it works. Anyway. What about airsoft or non-deadly guns? The fuck would you use an airsoft for? I mean, maybe you can like stun someone by just spraying them in the face. You can probably pop an eyeball with that. But I don't think it would be super useful. Oh! We can be bees, Mark. We can be bees. When you spend all your money on Gucci gear and have zero training just to end up as a legendary loot drop for some suburban dad equipped with a Father's Day clearance PSA AR... We can be bees. I also love that the suburban dad is Omni-Man. We can be bees, Mark. We can be bees. We can loot the neighborhood, Mark. This is great news. Airsoft? Nah, air hard is when you use little metal bullets instead of the plastic ones. That would fucking hurt, though. That would hurt. That's almost BB gun territory. In an open space, a spear is by far the best weapon to kill zombies with safety. I mean, not if it's 10 of them fucking bum rushing you. I'm gonna be honest, you'll get one, maybe two, and then you're gonna be like hauled to the ground. So I'm like, it all depends on the context, right? Poking zombies through a fence, or dealing with one or two, is like, okay, fine. But like, if you're bum rushed by more than like 2 zombies, you're totally screwed, man. You're so screwed. Always annoy me in zombie movies. Get on a roof with a spear or a sharp pole and just stab all the zombies below you. I mean, this is what they do in The Walking Dead, but with a fence. That works pretty well. Like, they never can figure that out. Walking Dead would have been over in 2 seasons. That would have been amazing. They just wipe out the zombie hordes by roof stabbing. My problem with zombie movies is that I need to study the zombies to figure out the appropriate strat. What happens when they hit a fence? Do they pile up, turn around, follow it, break it? Yeah, you have to figure out the pathing AI. That's the thing. It's like in any zombie game. You know, you gotta crack the system. Which would be harder to survive in modern day 2025 outbreak? The C virus, the crossed, or the green flu left for dead? Okay, can I just say this for a second? Like, if you if you get like a Left 4 Dead virus, you have fucking tanks, man. You have fucking tanks and chargers and shit. Like how is an average civilian gonna deal with a damn tank? At the best, maybe you have like your grandpa's old pistol and a baseball bat. How are you gonna deal with it? Those things are bullet sponges. Okay? You need like 10 clips for those things. Bruh. Left 4 Dead also gives you coach. Think about it. Ooh, my favorite mod for Left 4 Dead 2. If you play Left 4 Dead 2 on Steam, download a workshop mod called Sexy Legs Coach. It's so fucking good. It just gives him high heels and like net stockings. And it's absolutely amazing. It's so good. Download Sexy Legs Coach. It's so good. Do it. It's amazing. Wait, let's see if I can find it. I'm just gonna switch monitors for a sec so it doesn't bring up anything bad, because I'm gonna Google sexy legs. Sexy legs coach. Left 4 Dead 2. I need to find this. Hold on. Is this too... No, this isn't too bad for YouTube, right? I don't think it is. I think I have played this on YouTube before, maybe Twitch. Steam community. Okay, it's in Steam Workshop. Is there a better picture? Okay, this is pretty good. Here we go. If you're playing Left 4 Dead 2, you have to get this workshop mod. Okay? Sexy Legs Coach. It's amazing. You need to get this. Pills here. Grabbing heroin. I mean adrenaline. Oh. So that's good. Yeah. So that's good. So this is the only way to deal with the tank, right? This is the only way to deal with the tank. This is amazing. I remember when I played Left 4 Dead with some friends for the first time in a couple of years, and I completely forgot I had this mod. And like the first time you load in and you're just like faced with this, it's like, what the fuck? It's so good. It's so good, man. Anyway, let's get back. Let's get focus, chat. Focus. So anyway, I think Left 4 Dead would be that you'll be so screwed, man. You'll be so screwed. The bonkers. Steel studs, hollow 1 pound steel ball, padded leather, straps, new zombie weapon. So it's basically like a metallic boxing glove. I don't know, man. I think you're better off with a stick. Anyone know how much a rotor cuff surgery costs in the zombie apocalypse? Yeah, like anything that's gonna fuck your wrists is probably bad news. Oh, it's Mega Knight. It's basically a Mega Knight. Are you also gonna have like fucking splash damage? Are you gonna have splash damage when you equip this? +3 damage, +5 splash? I hope it's splash damage. In the Walking Dead TV universe, they have variants, including ones that can recognize things from life and climbers. Yeah, that's terrifying. Definitely will break an ankle with those. I mean, a wrist even. A wrist, if not an ankle. Did you already sort by controversial? Oh my god, thank you for reminding me. We need to sort by controversial. Hold on. No, not top of year. Controversial. My favorite thing, chat. My favorite thing is being controversial. All time. I love that the first thing that comes up is just some damn AI slop image. Useful books for post-apocalypse. It's just some like AI gnorked dude. Oh my god, man. Oh wait, you can't fully see the face. There we go. Man, I love it. 0 upvotes. Edible plants, medicinal plants, carpentry, building wooden structures, medical, chemistry, technical... Yeah, all of this stuff, basically. Basic medicine, basic plant, basic carpentry, all this kind of stuff. Basic medicine. Everything that's very basic. Stuff you would bring if you were planning on camping indefinitely, you know? That's basically it. Wait, really? What do you mean? If this is AI? Of course it's AI. Look at the face. His eyes are melting. Useful book, the Bible. Usually, these are pretty thick, so whack zombies with it. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was a pipe wrench first. Remember the fire axe shown in these types of melee weapons post I made? I got it in real life now. How would it do in a The Walking Dead apocalypse?
Of course this is controversial.
This is great. I was like, why is this downvoted? What? Who downvoted this? It's just a dude talking about his axe. And then it's like, oh. I knew it. Firefox? Ooh, that's gonna be my nickname in the apocalypse. Firefox. Isn't that just your first... Shut up! It's badass, Mom. It's badass. Damn. My birthday's coming soon. I'll be happy if you congratulated me. My Kita, happy birth. I do hope you get cake. Cake. Anyway, this was very funny. What are the comments saying? Gotta have a red pen. Never know when you might need to mark an exam. What? I think I'm whooshing something. Your forearms are completely exposed. I mean, yeah. They do have, like, the tack vest, though. I do love the combination of, like, tack vest that is completely unused and brand new, a brand new fire axe, little, like, gloves with fingy holes, and a furry mask. This just encapsulates, like, the beauty of like, zombie apocalypse subreddits. I relate so much to this image. This is great, man. I love this. I love it so much. Oh no, a fnurry. I don't know what that is, but, you know. Is it just me, or would you low-key like to live in a zombie apocalypse? Question mark? No, I usually say, and this goes for a lot of stuff in life, like kinks included, right? A lot of things are pretty cool in fantasy, but they're not very cool IRL, you know? It's like, when you think about, like, oh my god, it's so cool to, like, I don't know, play Fallout. You think about, like, ooh, I got to VATS a raider in the face. Or, I can level up and get stronger, and it's cool. And I get to walk around, and I don't have to pay rent because I just shoot things. But you also are not gonna shower. Like, the thing with video games and movies is that you can't smell it. You know, you don't smell it, then you don't feel it. I think after 3 weeks, I mean, if you're just convinced about a zombie apocalypse, I would say try to camp for like 3 weeks straight. Just be like, you know, I have to get out of Dodge, low populated area, go camping in the woods with like decent prepper stuff, like tents and, you know, a cooking station and stuff. Go camp for 3 weeks and see how excited you are now. And then think about that for 3 years, while also having murder zombies after you and people willing to shoot you to steal your little cooking gear. So like, nah. No clean underwear. You're gonna get like a jock rash on week 1. It's gonna be so bad, man. It's gonna be so bad. Forget showering. What about brushing your teeth? We're gonna be stinky and teethless. It's gonna be great. You would die of dysentery or get murdered before you could have fun with no rules. Basically, yeah. It would be the most boring death. We'd be like, oh my god, I survived the initial outbreak. And then you get like, you know, a tick bite or something like that. You get like a tick bite and then you just die from a random infection and you don't even really know what it is. Like, oh, is it a bacteria? Did I get like TBE? Is it a virus? Am I gonna be a zombie? Who knows? All you know is that you have a fever all of a sudden and now you're dead. Yay. And there are no doctors. Delicious scurvy. Yeah, half of the survivors would probably die of scurvy. Honestly. Why 22 isn't a good choice? Oh, okay. I was confused at first. The 22 caliber. So basically it's a tiny handgun, or it can, for example, be a salongsgevär. I don't know what the fuck that is in English, but it's a saloon rifle. We call it in Swedish. So it's a very low caliber rifle. You can also use it for handguns, the same caliber. It's very nice. It's super nice for target practice because the bullets are really cheap. and it's surprisingly accurate. It's very nice. It's very nice. So if you're getting into target practice and stuff, I can recommend a 22 rifle. Super nice. But I think I have heard. I mean, I haven't tried this, obviously, because we're not murderers here for the most part. But I have heard that in certain instances, a 22 can be very dangerous if you land, for example, headshots. Because it's strong enough to penetrate bone one time, but not strong enough to do it twice. So basically it like penetrates the skull once, and then it bounces around a bit and scrambles the brain. So I am not sure about that. It's just something I heard from like an older hunter. Yeah, it will cramble anything it goes into and not pass through. Yeah, exactly. So I think for like specifically zombie headshot, a 22 might actually be pretty good. If that adds up. I'm not sure if like the type of bullet might matter or whatever, but we aren't murderers here for the most part. Someone wanna fess up? Scrambled brain eggs. Let's overlook the subpar ballistics. 22 has pretty good ballistics, not gonna lie. And like very low recoil and everything, and cheap bullets, and there's like 500 in a pack is great. I mean, sure, you're not gonna like shoot something a mile away with it, obviously, but I mean, for like medium distance, it's pretty decent. Let's overlook the inaccuracy of most 22s on the market. I don't know, man. I don't know. Most 22s I've tried have been pretty good. The short usable range, the filthiness of the cartridge, the surprisingly small amount of 22s with an option for high capacity, and the fact that a box of rounds in your backpack is worthless because only full magazines you can get to matter. What? I mean, just reload the mag, I guess. Unless you're in a really tight spot and need to fire 20 rounds fast, then you're screwed. But I think in that situation you're going to be screwed most of the time, unless you have an AK. Forget all that, because nobody ever mentions the absolute biggest issue with the 22, and it's a terrible choice. The ammo sucks. I actually have to wonder how much 22 you guys that tout it have actually shot. I think 22 is the gun that I've shot the most. But that's mainly because it's a really good practice rifle with decent accuracy, and the cost per bullet is very low. Very good go-to practice gun. I'm gonna use my gun. They have to accept me then. Woo! Girl with a gun. Yes. I've shot all sorts of guns, thousands and thousands of rounds. A box of 5.5 22 will have a handful of duds that just won't go far. I've never had one that didn't. Never. What? I don't think I've ever had a dud in a... What? What kind of bullets are you buying? I can count on one hand the number of center fire cartridges that simply haven't gone off for me. What? What kind of garbage are you buying? Or are you keeping like your bullets stored in like a moist place or something? This is... Never heard of this. You're gonna have some... Huh? 22 long rifle, .22 LR cartridge emerges as a surprisingly effective and practical choice for surviving a zombie apocalypse. And also it's decent for hunting small game. You know? If you're hunting like, I don't know, squirrels or deer or birds, not in the sky, that's gonna be almost impossible to hit, but birds that are like on the ground, you know? It's pretty good. Pretty good. That dang bullet just won't fire. What? I always hated a 22 until I had to find ways to teach handgun courses, and those that couldn't afford to train hundreds of rounds of 22 cents a round. The Taurus fit the bill, and oddly enough, it's accurate. Have not that many duds. I don't think I've ever had a single 22 dud. Maybe I haven't fired like the thousands of bullets this guy's saying, but... Click clack, new round, round go bang. High cap mags are a non-issue, that's why you buy them before you need them. Inaccuracy. Never shot a 22 that was inaccurate at the ranges, I'd be killing zombies. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I remember before my grandpa passed away, he was always like a little bit of a... he was a powerhouse when he was younger, like heavy weightlifting and shit. But in his older days, he was always like a little bit of a naysayer. Like, you know, stubborn, like an old man who was like, you know, oh, I don't believe that, it doesn't work. Not in a super aggressive way, but just like in a little stubborn way, like a little kid. And I remember we had a little shooting range at the countryside, and we had this piece of wood left over you know, the small piece of wood you use in the corners in your house. It's like, you know, this big. And my dad went and put it up, like, maybe a 40 meter distance, like a decently long shot. And he just put a bullet right clean through it. And my grandpa was like, there's no way you can hit something from that far. Oh my god, what? And then I walked up and I took this piece of wood and I turned it around to like this. It's like this thin, you know, it's like a stick. And then I go back, line up the scope, you know, it's perfectly adjusted for the distance, and cut it in half. And he's like, what? Impossible! I don't know, man. The 22 I have shot the most, at least, is surprisingly accurate. It's a really little reliable rascal. It's really nice. Would traveling to a small island, clearing out any zombies, and making a food source be a good idea? Probably. Unless you have other people that want to steal your island. But yeah. Maybe like 22 wouldn't be like the best gun overall, but I mean, with how much ammo you can fit in a small box, the reliability and accuracy at medium range, the low recoil and easy handling, I would think it's a pretty good gun. Like, I wouldn't use it in a fighter fight with people that have like fucking high caliber shit, but for picking off zombies or hunting small game, yeah, pretty sweet. I've shot many 22s. I've only ever had problems with the rimfire rounds, never with center fire. Yeah, maybe it's like a different kind of, because I've never heard of it, so it's probably like they're buying some different sort of bullets or brand or something. I don't know. Why do you guys think guns are key for zombies? I mean, to stay far away from them, probably. Oh my god, there's no formatting. Oh, no, I understand why this is downvote for no formatting. Fuck me, man. Actual zombies, bro, is living in an alternate universe. This subreddit seems to be mostly people showing off their guns. Guns are horrible for dealing with actual zombies, yes, like the real ones we have tried them on scientifically. They would just be really loud, attracting more zombies to your location, and wouldn't actually be good at killing them, since as far as I know, the only way to kill a zombie is to destroy the brain. Aren't guns pretty good for, like, I don't know, hitting specific targets, like, for example, a brain? Which means you need to be really good at headshots, otherwise you're just wasting bullets. If you really want to prep for a zombie situation, you would want to study your local plants and animals, stock up on rations and survival equipment like knives and rope and water purification kits. I mean, I don't think anyone is not saying that. I think the consensus is that most of the time, the stuff that is going to kill you is like starvation or, I don't know, scurvy. This is just yapping. This is just poorly formatted yapping. This is my go-to. Is this a car? Is this a car? No, it's not. The VZ24. It's eerily similar, but it's from the same era. Smooth rival, nice bolt, more reliable than the Car 98K. That's the one I thought it was. I thought it was a Car 98 at first. It looks really fucking similar, and it's just perfect. Okay. You're sitting on a lot of 8mm Mauser ammo, or let me be more specific, 7.92, 57. That's a pretty unusual one. We have an 8mm Mauser bullets because we have at least one deer rifle with .72, 7.92. Only 3 boxes and basic can be used again. Yeah, I think it's just like an ammo thing. If you have the opportunity to buy 5,000 bullets before the apocalypse, then go for it, I suppose. Ideal physique? Wait, what? Is that a question? What do you mean? Ideal physique for what? And what's with the edgelord selfie? Oh, no. Bruh, when you said car, I thought you meant a vehicle. Yeah, I suppose. But how goes the zombie Reddit? We just found this post. Ideal physique question? Or maybe it's like a general question. Maybe he's not asking about himself. I don't know. Like, this looks really edgy. This looks like something you would wear to, like, a Comic-Con, you know? Not a zombie apocalypse, anyway. What is y'all's ideal physique for amassing survivors? I'm gonna be honest, man. In the first month or so, we all gonna get real fucking skinny, okay? Like, I have been working hard to build muscle. I have put on about 20 pounds in a year, like newbie gains, from going to like casual lifting to powerlifting, right? That's gonna come fucking clean off if there's an apocalypse. You think I'm gonna be able to maintain that sort of muscle growth? There's no fucking way. I'm gonna go back down to like 70 kilos in a month. Bruh. A 6-foot plus D1 athlete requires more calories to maintain weight and mass. On the flip side, an individual with no muscle mass and is 5'2" will require less calories but can't move like the athlete. The above is myself, 6'5", 308. It's 308? Okay, well, anyway. Airsoft circle jerk. Fair the mask is pretty cringy. I mean, like I said, I think in a month, you're probably going to weigh around 200 pounds, I'm going to be honest. Like, I don't think an apocalypse is going to be good for maintaining bulk. Just going to put that out there. Click, your gains have been impressive. My spouse is a gym boy and is able to translate some of your lifting stuff to me. Hell yeah! I'm glad to hear it. Booyah. Wish him best of luck. I'm 272 pounds, lol. I'm about 200 pounds. But I've always been pretty skinny. This is just a guy trying to show off. This is just a guy being like, I'm a gym bro with edgy gear. The wrong subreddit. Tall and lanky, long legs for faster running. Big muscle guys will be good for holding shield walls. Small, scrawny people can hide in smaller areas that zombies might not reach easily. This just feels like people talking about a character creation menu. You have +3 sneak and evasion ability because you can hide in boxes. But you can use a shield that requires 20 in your strength stat if you go to the gym. So there's that. I'm built like one of the Mario Bros. Pudgy belly with average arms and legs. Honestly, I think pudgy belly is gonna make you last in the zombie apocalypse. I'm gonna be honest. A little bit of extra is probably gonna be really good when the apocalypse hits. That's like a month of free food right there. Many builds could be considered peak, so as long as you're not horribly out of shape. I think the truth is, man, I mean, unless you're like really struggling to, like, you know, survive in the beginning or whatever, your body is going to rapidly adapt to, you know, the nutrients that are available and how much you move. I think if you have the sort of apocalypse where people basically become nomads, right? Everyone is going to be like skinny ripped, because that's what you kind of get when you're like eating low carb diets and walking every day, you know? So like, I don't know, man. I don't think, you know, sure, 308 pounds. You're not going to weigh 308 pounds after a month in the apocalypse. I'm just putting it out there. And I am not going to weigh what I weigh now either. We're all going to lose like 30% of our body mass easily. Tons of the contestants on a lone bulk up before going out there, because even while hunting, fishing, trapping, gathering, they all lose weight. Yeah, exactly. It's just like different kind of strain on your body, and you're moving around a lot, and it's good to have a bit extra in that case. Also, it's easier to build muscle if you also bulk at the same time, because calorie access means that your body grows in general, and then it's easier to build muscle because the protein can be used for muscle regrowth, and it doesn't use the protein just for fuel. So there's a bunch of stuff that goes into it, but like, I don't know, optimal physique, meh. I'm practically a skeleton. I'm gonna last half an hour before being carried away by the wind or something. Maybe you can fly through the apocalypse. That'd be great. Hell yeah. I don't have 30% to lose. Oh, fuck. Let's see. Any naughty zombie needs spanking? What is this in zombie survival strat? Seriously, though, that is a solid and thick yardstick. Maybe that's how it is. You just offer your services to lonely zombies. That's how you survive. Oh, this is going to be great, man. This is going to be great. I have 50% to lose. I probably have 10 or 15 pounds of bulk I could lose easily. But I also don't really want to. I'm going to be honest. I don't really like the super ripped vibe. Also, when I was younger and I had like no body fat, I also remember like hunger and cold got to you so much faster. It's really nice to have like a little bit extra. It feels more, I don't know, balanced, I suppose. But that's just me. Is this a good improvised weapon? What is this? Is this just a broken stick you tore off your window? What is this supposed to do? You break it again on the top of a zombie? He's going to die. Not at all. You might get one hit out of it before he breaks off that little kink. Yeah? What? Is this just a random stick you found at home? Anything is a better weapon. You can find a stick in the forest and it's going to be a better weapon than whatever this is. Curtain rod? It's a curtain rod. Anything... Dear God, my like little arms I have for my cameras and lights are more solid than this. This is like easily bottom 10 of things in your household you can use as a weapon. Why not a knife? Or like one of those like dough rollers, you know, when you bake. That can pack a pretty good punch. Or a frying pan. A frying pan would pack 10 times of a punch than this does. Why not a frying pan? A frying pan is more powerful than this. You could lose anything. Anything! Anyway, flirt with zombies. I rolled a nat 20. I seduced the zombie. Stop asking if sharp weapons are good. Use a bat or anything blunt. Concussive is inevitable. You want to risk you losing your weapon on a corpse's head? Okay, I mean, I kind of agree. Blunt things are probably going to be the way to go just because of maintenance, but, I don't know, man. This just feels like people arguing stuff that we don't actually know about zombies, because they're not really real at this point, you know? Haha, Riz the zombies. Oh yes, they call me the zombie Rizzler. I don't care how fit you are, you're gonna be gassed after swinging at a zombie with anything. I mean, yeah, it's also because we're not really used to fighting. Like, I would consider myself to be in pretty decent shape. I would be pretty winded and drained after I got into like a real physical fight, because my body is definitely not used to fighting zombies, and it would pump me full of adrenaline, and then you would need like 2 days to recover after that, you know? So, yeah, fighting for your life usually leaves you pretty gassed, for sure. Bro, you're underestimating the endurance people can have. Think about war. Infantry guys fight for hours in a single engagement sometimes. I mean, sure, but it also ages them horribly if you've seen the pictures of, like, you know, people that have been on the front lines exposed to weather for a few years. Think about ancient times, literally hand-to-hand combat for long stretches against other people with weapons. I mean, we're also gonna be panicked, hungry civilians without supply lines. So, half agree, I guess. It's gonna be worse. They're trained to. Yeah, they're trained. They have supply lines and all that kind of stuff. We're gonna be untrained, panicking civilians running around with, like, baseball bats and be like, oh my god, please don't eat me. It's gonna be different. It's gonna be different, for sure. Left or right? Survival situation. Choose one boat like your life depended on it. Bunch of... Is this AI? It is, isn't it? Bacon and Boof Jork. And Miaek. Why is there a random chicken sneaking into the fucking... What? It's just gonna eat everything. It's just gonna eat... The little shit is gonna eat everything. Look at this. Look at this. This dumb chicken. It's gonna eat everything. Also, it's a damn male. It's not gonna lay any damn eggs. It's not... This isn't gonna lay any eggs. Oh my fucking god, that's so... Or do you mean it stays fresh for longer? Is that the argument? Is that the argument? That, you know, you can slaughter this when everything else runs out, so it stays fresh because it's alive. But this is gonna spoil in the day. Is that the argument? I don't know, man. I don't think you're gonna be presented with this one way or another. I think you will survive longer with the right one, because it doesn't go bad as fast, and also you have a chicken you can slaughter after a few days. If you know how to cure meat, I guess, and have a fuckload of salt, then maybe you can do this one. But I'm not sure if the pizza carton's gonna be super helpful. You know? What's with this AI bullshit? Yeah. I can get a good supply of eggs, but... Isn't this a damn rooster? What do you mean, good supply of eggs? Isn't this a damn rooster? This is a rooster! What kind of eggs are you gonna fuck out of a rooster? What do you mean? What do you mean, eggs? Bruh. This comment section ain't surviving the apocalypse, man. Ain't surviving. Would King Von be a good ally? I don't know who that is. I vaguely recognize the name. Who the fuck is King Von? Who the hell? Rapper and gang member. He garnered infamy for being a rather violent and dangerous character in the rap scene. He died in 2020 during a homicide. I mean, if he's dead, it sounds like it's more likely just gonna be another zombie, though, so, like, maybe nah. Rate my Z-Day Z-Up. See description for details. I like the tactical sandals. They're great. The tactical sandals without socks. That really gets me, man. That's great. I mean, the fanny pack is good for carrying essentials. Yeah. You know, that's... Why the gun? The gun is the only thing that looks apocalypsy to me. But, like... How are you gonna move through terrain in sandals with no socks? And shorts and a fanny pack? Like, this isn't even suitable for a damn hike, okay? How is this suitable for surviving the apocalypse? I wouldn't use this in a hike, okay? I sure as fuck wouldn't. You wouldn't catch me like this in apocalypse. If I end up like this, and it's like, oh, it's apocalypse, you can't get anything, I would just shoot myself before dying of, like, feet blisters. Dear God. Great on guns, but food, water, and protection are non-existent. Oh, I keep candy and goldfish in the fanny pack. Good fish is good, but better fish is better. Ah, he edited it. It was good fish. Okay, so at least it wasn't bad fish. I do not know if sandals are the best DayZ footwear. I don't want smelly feet. I think this is kind of like a joke post, I'm gonna be honest, but it's very funny. I love the sandals. The sandals get a half gold star. Hell yeah. How screwed would I be if the blades were real metal and sharpened? What do you mean, these? You're gonna run around with, like, a couple of, like, cosplay knives and a predator mask that you probably can't see fuck all out of? That's your plan? Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, that's great. I think you're better off with just a couple of kitchen knives, man, but, like, okay. I'm insane. Or for the subreddit... What? I am insane, or for this subreddit norm... Okay, so this person is saying I'm insane, but here, with my crowd, I am normal. So since I'm crazy and want the zombie apocalypse to come for fun... It's another one of those! God, you can fantasize about apocalypse stuff or play Fallout or whatever without actually wishing for hot showers to disappear. Okay? God damn it. I would probably just chill in my basement for like a month and leave. By then, I'm going to assume that a lot of people have either died or have been evacuated. It's going to be real fun in that basement for a month when the plumbing gives in. You know? That's going to be nice, you know, when you have no running water. The plumbing is gonna stop working, so you're just gonna like shit on the floor in the same basement you live in, and there's gonna be no food. I mean, apart from like, you know, the little hot pockets that you have in your goon cave, but you're not gonna have a microwave to heat the hot pockets. It's gonna be cold pockets, and after, you know, since you don't have a freezer, after a few days, it's also gonna be rotten cold pockets. It's gonna be bad. So anyway, then I can have fun in the small town I live in, but with some silly undead guys. 3 emoji. This is bait, right? This is bait. This is bait. Now I'm just going to ramble about my thoughts on tactics and stuff. It's like 2 sentences. So, the only logical reason a zombie apocalypse would happen is from radiation or chemical or drug or like a plague. So, like all the stereotypical things, right? It's like either it's Fallout ghouls, or it's like, you know, an experimental shit-a-madoodle, like I don't know, what's Resident Evil or whatever the fuck. or it's like a plague, like any other zombie, like literally every single zombie series that exists. So you get thrown in an apocalypse, and I'm just gonna say it's just normal walkers for now, and they're just stumbling around. I would find guns, but not use them too often. That was easy. Just find guns. Have you tried surviving? I would just do that. You know? I would just, like, survive. You know, when I think about it, I would just do that. I think that's a good strat, you know? I would just survive. I would just choose to do that. R/ thanks, I'm cured. Hey, I'm dying in the zombie apocalypse. Have you tried not dying? Oh, gee, thanks, I'm cured. Use the basics like a baseball bat and things like that. Yeah. Now I'm gonna ramble about my thoughts about my tactics and stuff and ended up on, yeah. That's great. We couldn't handle a glimpse into your dark and twisted mind. Reddit is so cringe. You're right. Your brain told you to comment on this post with your opinion, and I accept that. Your opinion has been valued. This person is 13, right? This person is 13 and think they're the smartest person ever because they discovered like some Aristotle quote that blew their mind. Right? Either this is bait or this person is 13. Yeah. Will you use a baby as a bait? Depending on whose baby and if it's infected. You're about to get cornered by zombies, but suddenly you hear a baby crying from a nearby car. Isn't it already a distraction then? Isn't it already a distraction? Right? The zombies lose interest in you and start following the sound. Would you use this chance to escape or try to reach the baby before the zombies do? If you're cornered and the zombies are in between you and the baby, how are you getting to the baby? I know I'm kind of like arguing the logic, so it's basically a trolley problem here. But this is a really shitty trolley problem, you know? Dig a hole to store zombies and shit on them. That's what I would do in this situation. I would just like dig a hole like in Minecraft, so the zombies fall down into it, and then I would shit on them, and then I would place a lid on top of it with a dirt block. And then I would get the baby and we would ride to safety on my Minecraft horse. That's what I would do. I love the whenever children or babies are mentioned in the sub, the edgelords are foaming at the mouth to comment some reprehensible shit. Some putting a blanket warning to anyone who wants to be a pizza cutter about their indifference to children. Bruh. Bruh. The baby wouldn't survive anyway. I mean, you know, I hate to be that person, right? But if it's a baby, and I'm assuming when you say baby, you mean like a 2-month-old or something like that, like a small baby that's crying on its own. Unless you are actively lactating or have a bunch of baby formula stashed, there isn't really that much you can do. At least we know how many calories per baby. A baby has a lot of calories, man. Babies are good. I would like to think that I'll be the type to try to rescue the baby. What's the point in living if we let the next generation die? We just have to find a way to feed the baby. Unless, you know, it's like a, I don't know, like an 8-month-old or something, and they can eat somewhat normal food, you know? I don't know, man. But, like, yeah. I would take the baby with me once I'm in trouble. I would yeet it at the sun. It's just a Left 4 Dead pipe bomb with extra steps. Newborn? Oh my god. This is a weird place to return to. Welcome in. We're sorting by controversial, which is all like the shit stain post. Unorthodox survival method. Ooh, let's see what this intelligent person has to say. Trap a zombie and let it bite you. It starts off shaky. But let's see where this person, maybe they're onto something, all right? Calm down, chat. Maybe they're onto something, okay? Maybe they're onto something. Then before you turn, duct tape a bucket to your head, writing "Cure Me" on it, and chain yourself up. This reminds me sort of those people that went into cryosleep so they could be revived when aging was cured. Spoiler, they just turned into like rotten frozen slush after a decade or so, you know? So it's gives me similar vibes, you know? Preferably do this near a medical research facility. Chain yourself to the door of a hospital, get bitten on purpose and write "cure me" on your head. And also paint "cure me" on the building you're in. That way zombies won't rip you apart and you just wait for it. Wait it out in case they ever find a cure. We might all be dumber just for reading that. I award you no credit, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Can essential oils fix this, guys? Yes!
Dawn of the Dead, where the pregnant woman gets infected and the baby daddy goes crazy. Or it's like, you know, Last of Us, when the baby becomes immune instead. It's kind of pog. Sorry, but this is so extremely stupid. Yeah, it is, isn't it? At least I'll get to see the other side and won't die from starvation or looters. Yeah. Or you're like a helpless zombie that's gonna be eaten by like a random rabid raccoon, you know? Yeah. I don't think you're gonna have much luck with this one, bro. We'll probably die because someone shots him. Yeah, that too. You know, there's a lot of things that can kill you, or like just bad weather, or the building collapses, or whatever. Why machete is the only practical melee weapon? That's a very absolute take. Aside from the fact that it has decent reach and is lightweight, a machete, first and foremost, is a tool that you will need anytime you step off a paved road or sidewalk. Not really. It depends on where you live, man. Like, I don't know. It's not a rainforest. Okay? Like, when I go into, like, untamed wilderness in Sweden, I don't really need a machete, I'm gonna be honest. Okay? Anyway. Yards and fields will become either tall grass or prairies or forest in a year or less, unless you're in a desert. It will grow into a forest in a year. How old do you think trees are? Dear God, man. These controversial posts are the dumbest shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Also, what if it's winter? You're gonna slash the 1 meter tall snow? Of course. Of course. Some people don't think before they type. This is why we have controversial sorting. It makes it very fun. So either you need a machete in addition to a different melee weapon, or you just need it for both purposes. Oh, I can feel my brain melting. Ooh! Buried turrets is a great strategy for the static base or area defense. You have high explosive cannon ammo and machine guns. What about food? You're gonna sit in this for like a week and then you're gonna die. You know, the thing with all these kind of things is that this was something used in military conquest, where you had like a proper supply line feeding you both ammo and food and necessities, right? So you could sit there with your ass and fire your high explosive ammo. You know, a lot of noise though. That's secondary. And what if a zombie comes behind you? What if a zombie comes behind you? Yeah? What happens then? Maybe can you spin it all the way? What if a zombie gets too close and it's like here? Can you still shoot? I think it has a closest distance limit, you know? I think this is just the what's the point of this? What's the point? What, you're gonna blow up 20 zombies with your little tank gun and then die from starvation? Bruh. Click notice me so I can brag to my fiancé. Mooney, you've been noticed. You can brag to your fiancé. A zombie apocalypse wouldn't be a threat. The United States military, along with civilian police forces and militias, could handle it within a few days. Zombies are slow. Just shoot them. We have billions of rounds of ammunition stockpiled almost everywhere. Just use guns and machine guns and a few bombs and there won't be any more zombies. Even if the plague started somewhere else, damn near any country could handle zombies. It doesn't take that much to handle zombies. Just some people with small arms and a few bombs would do. But what if it's like very infectious but doesn't happen right away? So, you know, half the military is infected and they eat each other when they sleep or something, you know? You can hear Click's voice. This is an annoying man writing this text. This man is very annoying. This man is no longer invited to social gatherings. In a zombie scenario, just let the military handle it and you'll be fine. Even though the military only makes up 0.5% of the population, that is still 1 million people plus the millions of civilians who own guns on their own against slow, rotting, withering husks. World War Z is bullshit, by the way. Don't bring it up. Yeah, World War Z is not a scientific source. My Reddit rant about America military is. Well, aren't you fun? People here, hopefully, know that it's just a fun fictional scenario to discuss and talk about with like-minded people. Air transmissible zombies? Yeah, that's like one typical like trope, you know? Oh, 99% of people turn to zombies and 1% are immune. GG. It's gonna be great. Oh, I'm not reading all that. God, I'm also gonna add this. Nah, bruh. Nah. I did not go to school to learn to read this. Okay? I would not do that. Bite them back? That's valid. Maybe if a zombie gets bit by a human, it turns back into a human. We infect it with human. That's a pretty solid strat. I like that. Hell yes. Based. I'm not reading all that. Happy for you, though. Or sorry that happened. Gibberish. It's just yapping. So much yapping. Personally, the best thing is to get to an airliner, invade an army base, get a shit ton of guns and food and water, and go to Vatican City. Because they only have 883 people, which is the least amount of zombies. You realize the Vatican City is smack fuck in the middle of Rome, right? You realize like it's smack fuck in a really big city, right? Like even though there is only technically 800 people in the Vatican itself, it's kind of surrounded by a damn city, you know? Also tourists, those are the worst zombies. They are almost zombies even before the zombie apocalypse. Oh my god, man. You could sort of make this argument for like a tiny island somewhere maybe. But this has to be bait, right? This has to be bait. This is so dumb. Oh my god. They replied to it. Oh no. It's easy, there's food, just eat the Pope. Guns, likely water, and popes. The zombie virus would spread there very slowly because of the popes. Letting you kill off infected simple. With monarchy government, it's much simpler. Because you'll be eating popes. I have all the... Go to Vatican? Yeah, it's only 800 people right in the middle of 4.2 million. What do you live in? Texas? Central Highlands of Maine. Invade army base, you'll fail. Vatican, no food in there. And you'll be in the center of Rome. 2.6 millions of potential zombies. I guess it depends on if you count like the big Rome area or like the central city, right? As a Navy vet, I can assure you we'd be effed. The nonsense politics that makes up the military nowadays won't help anything, at least for the US. And I think also people underestimate how few people actually need to like die or turn for infrastructure to absolutely collapse. It's a very low percentage. It's a very low percentage. You know, people are always talking about like, oh my god, if 80% of people die, we only have to kill 4 zombies each or whatever. Well, it's also like, you know, if like 20% of people, or less, 10% of people die, all our infrastructure goes poo. Tory zombies in your D&D campaign? Oh, that'd be amazing, yes. What will happen if The Last of Us clicker bites a zombie or vice versa? Ooh! I don't actually know. Vatican City and Rome share a common sewer system. No thanks. I don't think zombies can climb through the bathrooms. Yes. You want to bet your life there's not a catacomb with a rickety door leading to a sewer? This is a movie plot, man. This is a movie plot where they barricaded the Vatican and then they got messed up by a bad bathroom door. Yes, indeed. We had zombie rats in a one-shot. They were scary. Hell yeah. Is that like if a werewolf bit a vampire? Yeah, I remember that. I still have the graphic saved somewhere. It's so good. And then it was like, what happens if a gay werewolf bites a vampire? Then it becomes a gay werepire. But if it's already a gay vampire, it becomes gay squared. But it's also vampire werewolf. That's now double gay. I think that's what it was. That was so good. Anyway, will this kit work in an apocalypse? Especially the middle fingers. I can't tell if these people are satirical or not. This looks like an airsoft boy. My pack is over 300 feet of rope, water, fire, knife, food, light, binos, ponchos, space blanket, crowbar, etc. You know what I always say when I see shit like this? I'm like, go camp with us for a week in the woods, and then report back. The answer will be no. You're gonna be a nice loot box. Man, this is when you're playing like a gacha game and you got your mom's credit card and you bought a bunch of nice shit but have no idea how to play the game and you just die and someone steals your shit. This is basically this. It's great. Why is there a hanger there? Oh yeah, there's a little that's because where all this was hanging in the closet probably. Yeah. That's good. Women in a zombie women aren't real. God, women are even less real than zombies. This is disgusting. When you get your periodity, it will be really hard to get a pad or tampon. I love my tampons or anything. Also, do zombies still get periods? Discuss. Periods have existed long before tampons, dude. Periods were invented by Reagan to keep women down. I hope to God I don't need a sarcasm tag on this one. You never know in this discourse, man. Hell yeah. What is a woo? Man! God! Zombies are a rotting corpse. Their ovaries and other lady bits are either leather or jelly. And yeah, as the other person mentioned, periods are nothing new. I'm sure they'll figure it out. Yeah. They've existed for a while. And if you didn't know, other animals have like periods too. I remember back when I had a dog, that was a female. We used to have like a little period diaper for it, so it wouldn't bleed on the floor, because it would like have a little drip trails around the house otherwise. So you had like this little diaper you put on it. It looked kind of funny. It looked like we were preventing the dog from shitting itself, but it was actually because of the period. So yeah, no, other animals do it too. It's kind of like normal, and this question is made by a 12-year-old. Please tell me it is. I mean, to be fair, I knew this when I was 12. God, it's embarrassing. Click's reaction to rage and her clickbait helped me cure some part of me that didn't realize was unhealed. Helps especially with dumb TikTok comments and feel less alone. My question is, would zombies be slow or fast? We had a post like that earlier, and it was discussing which one would be worse, and also if the zombies were smart. Period outside, Jenny. Hold it in like pee. But there, please, you know that's not how it works. Damn it, Jenny. Could you survive the zombie apocalypse with nail extensions? If one had nail extensions when the apocalypse happens, with no immediate recourse to removing them without just ripping them off, and this really hurts by the way, but it's doable, can't you just cut them with like a scissor? You know? Okay. Would you deny them entry to your group on the basis they can't open cans as quickly as others? Oh, look, she has long nails. Fucking disgusting. You can't open cans. And also, she's a woman, which isn't real. Would you demand they rip off the nails, leave them to fend for themselves, take a face to grisly and unfathomable demise? What if they were a friend? You can't get a damn nail clipper or file and file them down. Flush your natural nail until they wear off on their own. You can just like, or bite them off. You know? Like, bruh. Yeah, fair. If I had these items as my disposable at the time, I'd definitely do this. Wouldn't you wear them down a brick or a curb? I would just bite them off if I had to, man. Jesus Christ, this has to be bait. This is... You know, we were gonna survive the zombie apocalypse, but Courtney over here decided to get nail extensions. So we couldn't open our cans of food, and we fucking died. This sounds like a really bad D&D adventure. Oh, you know, the nail extensions you got for free in the last town. Well, in this town, there is only canned food. And you can't open canned food with your fancy nail extensions, which is basically a curse and they're unremovable, Courtney. So now you starve, Courtney. Woe for starvation, Courtney. What if you are a zombie without teeth? Isn't that what they do in The Walking Dead? Like, she cuts the jaw off them, and she has 2 pet zombies that are basically, like, carrying stuff for her. Isn't this like an established concept? How screwed am I? 14 here. Screwed. For clothes and gear, I currently have an M16 Stahlhelm helmet. Is this one of those Stahlhelm? Is this one of those old, like, World War II helmets? Anyway, and an M42 Stahlhelm helmet. It's a lot of helmets. Why? Steel helmet? Yeah, it's a steel helmet. It's 2 steel helmets. Anyway, a US Army jacket and an army cap. So, out of all the gear you have, 3 are headwear, 2 are Stahl helmets, and 1 a jacket. Man, the bar is in hell. Oh, wait, no. For weapons and tools, fuck yeah. I have an M48 Mauser, a Hawkins rifle, a Smith & Wesson Victory revolver. Where's this kid from? You're 14? What? Do 14-year-olds usually have, like, so much stuff? Or, like... That's one of the good old German World War II helmets my grandpa's laying around in his basement. Yeah, I know, right? He's the soldier from Team Fortress 2. Basically, yeah. He's from Texas. A shovel, a hammer, saw, an army-issue pocket knife. For ammo, I have about 15 rounds total. How screwed am I? Just keep stacking ammunition. People are talking about this like people in Wall Street bets talk about, like, buy the dip. No, you don't. You're 14. Either you're lying or just telling us what your dad has. You aren't allowed to own guns at the age of 14. You can own guns at any age with your parent, guardian permission and oversight. I got my first rifle at 13. Uh-huh. I mean, sure, I was firing my first guns when I was around 12 or 13, but they were never my guns. You let like 10-year-olds run around with guns if their parents just shrugged and said, okay. You can own any gun if you steal them. Ooh. What country are you in? US? Yourself? Wait, where's OP from? It was a gift. What paperwork? You think I'm dumb enough to put my guns on a list? You can acquire guns without paperwork. Ever heard of the term inheritance? I mean, sure. That might also explain why they have so little ammo for them, because they've never actually used them. It's like old, like... Yeah. I'm betting this might be inheritance stuff. That makes sense, actually, with the old Stahl helmet. You know? So he has an unregistered gun. He's just talking about having unregistered guns on Reddit. That's... This is so American coded. Some states don't have to register your guns. America's a different planet, man. I swear to God. What the fuck? Oh my God.
All the other kids with the pumped up kids, you better run faster than my bullet. All you other kids.
Bruh. Anyway, it's getting later in my time zone, and I didn't shower after the gym, so I'm really stinky. And I am gonna have a shower, grab a snack, and then eventually go sleep and dream about really high IQ zombie posts talking about how they're gonna die in the zombie apocalypse because of their nails. This is great. I had a good time today, chat. We can do more of this stuff in the near future. I think there are plenty of subreddits that are unhinged and very fun to do together. Or we can do like some, I don't know, some relationship advice or something with the boys. That's always a good time, because they are also kind of unhinged, which is very good for entertainment. It's basically a zoo. Thank you so much for vibing with me here today, you wonderful, beautiful beings, and I will see you again in the very near future. Take care, you. Can we join you in the shower? How many viewers do we have? 1,200? Yeah, why not? Let's go for it. I'll see you there. Oh, John, thank you so much for the 20 gifted. Hell yeah, that's amazing. Thank you all so much. See you in the shower, and have a good one. Bye, Courtney.